friends, welcome back. Today we're going to learn about the story of the world, chapter 20. It's called the Diaspora. What is a diaspora? To know that, we're going on a field trip. Now, let's see, where should we go? England? Rome? China? Korea? Nah. We're going to Israel, to Jerusalem, and other places in Israel. Today, we're going to learn about the diaspora and its Jewish incidents. Now, here's the story of how it became the diaspora of the Jews. Well, the Romans didn't like Jews worshiping in their temples because Rome had worshipped in some other ways. They didn't believe in Jesus and what should we say? Well, they didn't believe in Jesus that created everything. They just believed in different kinds of gods and goddesses. So, these Romans started to persecute the Jews. They burned the temples and killed Jews. Oh no. Now, all the Jews were kicked out of Jerusalem. They went to Judea, but those were occupied too. So, they can't stand anymore. So the Jews armed themselves up and went to Jerusalem. The Romans who were occupying Jerusalem weren't expecting a Jewish rebellion, so they had to retreat. But the Romans came back with an even greater army, so those Jews were all killed. But someone called Yohanan ben Zakkai climbed into a coffin and pretended to be dead. So he told his students to go down the street all weeping and wailing until whoever stopped them passed by, we're going to bury our leader. He's dead. So they went weeping and wailing and did what Yohanan ben Zakkai did. So now they were safely out of the Roman reach. They were in a small building near the sea. So Yohanan ben Zakkai thought that the legendary book of the Jews called the Torah was the glue that held the Jews together. If the Jews knew the Torah and worshipped them, the Jews would still be Jews without worshiping in temples. So Yohanan ben Zakkai made a school there which taught and trained rabbis, wise Jewish teachers. Here's the story of a clever rabbi. Once upon a time, there was an emir, a ruler in Jerusalem. An emir is spelled with E-M-I-R. So I say it's like a ruler in some place. So the emir on Jerusalem was very kind, but when he listened to evil officials, he changed his mind and let the evil officials tell anything to him, and they tried to kick out all of the Jews, and sometimes they even killed them. But the Jerusalem Jews didn't want to leave their city. So the emir said, well then, let's make a deal. If one of you can pass 3 tests that I made, then I will let you stay. So the Jews elected a clever rabbi to go and pass the tests of the evil emir. The clever rabbi met the emir, and the emir started his test. Now, this is the test to see how intelligent you Jews are. He said, how many stars are there in the sky? The emir asked. 5,400,302. The clever rabbi replied promptly. How did you know such a thing? Said the emir, stammering. I counted them, said the rabbi casually. Very well, said the emir, clearing his throat. Now, here is my second test. This is the test to see how wise you Jews are. How much is the distance between the truth and the lie? This was more difficult, so the clever rabbi had to think for a moment. Just as the emir had opened his mouth to say, the Jews should leave my city, then the rabbi said, I have it, the width of one hand. What? So the width of one hand is not this, it's this. The truth is what you see, and a lie is what you hear from anyone who tells you to this thing to be the truth. But the distance between the eye and the ear is the width of one hand, so that is the distance between a truth and a lie. The emir didn't know what to say, so he passed to the third test. Very well, this is my last test. Let's see how fortunate you Jews are. He gestured a servant, and a man brought out a bowl. It had 2 pieces of paper folded. Well, the emir said, on one piece of paper, I wrote stay. And on another piece of paper, I wrote go. If you choose stay, you make stay. But if you choose go, you know what happens. But the clever rabbi was distressed. He knew really easily as the sun rises from the east and sets the west. They knew that very well. That the emir had wrote both pieces of paper in go. So the rabbi thought for a moment. Then he plunged his hand into the bowl and pulled out a piece of paper. And then he put it into his mouth. What are you doing? The emir shouted. Why are you eating up the paper? The clever rabbi chewed, swallowed, and smiled. I have destroyed it so that you could not read it. Look in the bowl. So the emir went into his bowl, and then he unfolded the remaining piece of paper. It said go. So there remains go. So I had chose stay. The rabbi was thunderstruck. So he changed his mind and killed all the evil officials, and now he ruled generously over his beautiful city. This is the story of Diaspora, the scatter of the Jews. That's all lesson for today. I hope you have a great day.